Hi everybody, I'm here for a One Book July Week 1 update. Now you can see I have more than one book because if you watched my previous video on One Book July, you would see that I was going to be using two books. And I have an actual book that I'm reading here and a B6 folio that I'll explain about in a minute. So, first things first, this is one of the books that I am using for this One Book July. It is my Foxy Fix. It is in the Spice Leather, and it is the color Time. I did have checks there that I deposited, but you know, I've actually really enjoyed using this notebook, and actually nothing in it has changed since my first video. You know, I've got a writing board, my little Kermit, a folder with some receipts, my month on 2 pages Peaky Dory design calendar, my mono drawing pen, which I'll talk a little bit about maybe. I'm not a big fan of it, but it's nice, but I don't know. This is my book, my insert. I haven't written down anything for tomorrow for Saturday, but a bunch of things that I have gotten done this week. So there's that. Another folder, another grid notebook, some more receipts. So everything in this notebook has stayed exactly the same, except I did put the olive color one in. I took the mustard Faroof zipper pouch out and decided to put the olive one in to be a little bit more cohesive with color. So this hasn't changed at all, and I'm used to doing everything in a passport, all of my personal planning and that type of stuff. Now, this one has changed. Let me make sure I'm in the center of the screen because it's a much larger. There we go. I'll get my coffee out of the way. Let's see. So, I do have a blue-black pen with it. It is the Pilot High-Tech C Mica, and I don't know if that will focus, but it's one of my favorite pens. You can get them in a set. This is the 04. You can get them also in like 05 and 07. But this I got from Jet Pens in a blue-black set that comes with every blue-black gel pen that they sell. And this is my Foxy Fix that I got from the sale, the mystery sale that they had, probably half a month ago. It's the sugar color, and it's in the blueberry. And with those sales, you never know what you're going to get other than the size. And I'm loving this notebook. In previous One Book Julys, except for the one where I used my Passport by Monique, and I think because it had all of the pockets like this one have, I never wanted to move out of that one. But out of all of the other notebooks, I've always wanted to move out of them right away. These two notebooks, I'm not feeling that at all, and I don't believe in a thing called planner peace. I think what happens is you have a time in your life where certain things need to happen in your planner, and you adjust to make that happen. But I'm actually loving the sizes. I'm loving my Passport. I'm loving the A5. Yeah, I know, from like almost the smallest to almost the largest. But it did change a little bit in here. So when I talked about it last week, in my pre-One Book July, I said I was going to use this notebook for all of my journaling and arting, and I got the 2 new Jane Davenport books, and so I've been working my way through that book, trying to you know, do what she does, and trying to learn how to use watercolors, because I don't know how to use watercolors, as you can see. And I'm trying to learn to draw. And this one was very hard to replicate. And that's where this lovely little French girl came from Jane Davenport. And I've also been using it for swatching, because the last Tomoe River insert I used was in here, and it was the cream colored paper, and so colors lay differently on it, and so I wanted to see, let me get that out of the way, how they lay. And then I haven't decided, am I gonna use watercolors on these? I'm gonna use colored pencils, I don't know. This was my take on trying to draw Michelle Kwan after watching her figure skate. Some journaling, these are the Jane Davenport colors, which are so beautiful. Some journaling. I got some, at the Dollar Tree, they had the My Little Pony stickers, like 4 sheets of stickers for $1. So, yes, I had My Little Pony when I was a little boy. And I saw this, where did I see this? I think on Courtney, Little Raven Ink. It was one of her Monday mantras. And I didn't have any colored ink in my printer, so I just wrote it down in black and white, since I'm trying to use that one pen. And then these are all things that I'm trying to learn to do faces. She doesn't look very happy. She looks a little upset at her, because she got all the good light, I think. And I'm trying to learn to do the hair the way that she does, and it's something I'm not used to. But I love that girl. There's something about her. So carefree. So, I don't know. I love that. And so every time I try to draw it, and it looks like her legs look like little deer legs, because I gave her hooves. That was, I don't know. And then I got the 2 new sets of paints. The neutrals and like the skin tones, because the only ones I had were these, and I only got those originally because of the ink. That blue is gorgeous. So I thought I would just, you know, finger swatch them on there to see what they look like on a bright white Tomoe River paper. And so those came with stencils, so I used a Pilot Eno, colored Eno purple. And this one is gorgeous. I love that. And then I decided to swatch the glitter everywhere, the glitzy markers. There's the colored pencils. And then I didn't realize that this is just a work in progress. I was using leftover paints and some of those little, I forget what she calls them, those little confetissus, I think is what she says. And then some more journaling, and I've got 2 of the sets of the paint over pens. So I'm loving this size. I'm loving it for that. I printed a new piece of, you know, digital scrap of paper, and I've been using the monthly calendar in here. And it's just colorful with washi tape. Still the 1 pen. And I started marking birthdays with the Jane Davenport, since I was using her books to learn to draw, so I thought I'd use her washi tape that I had to mark people's birthdays. There's some watercolor, washi sample. And then what is different is I put my Pikidori Design insert in here, where I have all of my ideas about stuff. And so that's what's different about this notebook, is this right here. Instead of having an extra blank Tomoe River, I decided to put a Pikidori Design business insert in there, because we're working on some new things. So the only thing that I'm not doing in these 2 sizes is I have a B6 insert here, and it is our bills. And I started this at the beginning of the year, and so I'm getting our August bills ready. and marking our July bills, what they are and when they get paid. So that's the only thing that I'm doing not in these two, because I've already started it in here, and I'm just going to keep it in that size for the remainder of the year and then see what we do next year. But since it's one book July, what I decided to do is to really make sure I have time to read one book. I usually don't have time to read because for the classes I'm teaching, I have to, you know, read that stuff, or I have to read students' papers or stuff like that. So I have very little time for myself for reading, because then what other time I'm doing, I'm performing or creating Peaky Dory designs or stuff like that. So I've been listening to Audible books, but I'm going to read one book this month. Yes, one book. It's a goal. And what I decided to read was this one. My husband bought this. He thought it would be something that would be good for both of us, called Art and Fear: Observations on the Perils and Rewards of Art Making. And it is by David, I guess, Bayles, B-A-Y-L-E-S, and Ted Orland. It looked like a interesting book. I haven't started it yet. I know we're 1 week in, but I had 3 days of performing and recording with the band Hanson, and then I had a concert on Thursday, and then there was, you know, July 4th and all of that craziness in the first week of July. I don't know why we always think, oh, July is going to be a light month. Well, I've got, you know, a concert next week, 2 concerts the week after that, plus, you know, my students that are registered for classes during the summer. And then, you know, we decided to take a week off and go to Myrtle Beach, which was wonderful and so needed. But yeah, so that is how my first week in my 2-book, I'll create a hashtag, 2-book July 2018 JR. So I will do a video about this. I've condensed a lot of my writing and arting utensils into this tiny little Lahit Lab pouch that I've had for, gosh, about 3 years now. And I wanted to go back to it because I wanted to, like earlier in a video I said this year, lighten my load. So there you go. So that's how my first week has been going, and I'm really happy in these 2 notebooks. I can't see moving out of them for the moment. So what I will do is I will link things that I have in here down below, and if you have any questions, leave a comment or question down below, and I will get back with you as soon as I can. Okay? Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.